The next comic coming to the stage is moving away here for trading well. Everybody give it up for James Morton Jr.
What's up, Grand Rapids? Where Brooklyn at? Kidding. Yeah, so I'm moving from Grand Rapids, so I just caught it close enough to be part of this community showcase. So I'm not a ringer. You don't have to call the Bob and report them or anything like that. One thing I've noticed though is when you leave town for a really long time, you are supposed to miss a lot of people, and I don't. People will randomly text me, they're like, "Oh, thinking of you," and I'm like, "Same phone, who dis?" And I ran into a situation today where as I'm digging up and packing up my apartment, I'm running into memorabilia, just nostalgia with some things. And the weirdest thing happened. I moved my couch, and I haven't been in my apartment for 2 months. And suddenly, I was realizing I had a cat. Cat being the key word. But no, it was nice. We had good memories. So that's over. One thing that, I'm originally from New York, and one thing I will say weirds me the fuck out about Michiganders is every time you go to a city, they're just like, "Oh, Lansing's, all right, that's a joke. All right, Grand Rapids is really great, or Detroit's super great." And they always go on about all the restaurants you can go to, all the nightlife. And I'm like, "Oh, what'd you do last weekend?" "Oh, we went up north." "What are you doing this weekend?" "Oh, we're going back up north." And I find Michigan strange that all of you are like, "Michigan's the best place to live because every weekend we go to a cabin and don't see the other Michiganders." It's so weird. I don't get it. It's like, live here so you can avoid all of these people. Hey, Jack, give it up. We're Michigan. Did anyone see in the news about Tim Tebow on the plane? Yeah, so a guy was having a heart attack, and Tim Tebow, because he's Tim Tebow, was like, "Let's pray on it." And he lays his hands on this man dying, and straight up resuscitated him. And all I thought was, isn't it fucked up that Tim Tebow's prayers can bring a man back to life, but not his NFL career? Holy shit! There's a lesson somewhere in there. I think it's give up. So, I mean, if he left his legacy somewhere, that's the message we all gotta learn. Also, big in the news, Brexit. Great Britain just left the EU, and now everyone's saying, "Well, you think it's because they're racist?" I'm sorry, is this the first time you've heard of Great Britain? They literally have traveled the entire world to find more brown people to fuck off. They literally, the sun never sets on British racism. So the fact that they finally voted on it, okay, it's official, I guess. I don't really know what to tell you. It's not like the United States was like, "We want taxation with representation and slavery." No, it was already here. They set that up. We just kind of took it over. New management. Essentially, what the United States is. And then, not picking on Britain, so the U.S. pulled some bullshit last week where all the Democrats were like, "Hey, we really want some gun control laws, so we're just going to go to work, sit on the floor, and do nothing." Really? We're supposed to be impressed that you showed up to work and did nothing? If anyone in this room did that, you get a write-up, not a 6-figure salary. All right? So, new job for me. Look for me, I'll be running for Congress later on this year, so that'll be exciting. Yeah, vote James! One thing that, if any of you have ever seen me perform before, I used to be a college cheerleader. Now, it's not me being like, "Look at how cool I am." But it's always been I had fun doing it, I never really had any shame in it. But it's only recently become an issue because I started dating someone and we tried to do the cheerleader jock fantasy, and my girlfriend's like, "Just to specify, which one are you?" And that's just so it's very strange. I didn't like that. It definitely puts me in a very strange place. But I actually spent the last couple of months in Asheville, North Carolina. Exactly, no woos, because y'all are too mellow. All right, so Weird thing about Asheville is I went down there and I was like, you know, I could live here. It's a really nice place. It's basically Grand Rapids without Michigan, so really nice. And so one of the weird things is I met this girl through a friend, and they were like, oh, you have to talk to Stacy. She is doing so well. She just built a house. And I was like, holy shit, that's like, all right, that's pretty impressive. She was only like in her 20s. And I'm like, all right, tell me about this house you built. She's like, well, you know, I just found a plot of land, put some sticks and mud together, wash my clothes in the river, and shower there. It's quite spiritual. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were successful, not homeless. So apparently Asheville is totally backwards, Bill, and it's very strange, and I don't agree with it. Also, North Carolina, for some reason, puts a lot of, I assume, important information on the back of vehicles. Like, I thought Michigan was bad with personalized license plates, but theirs are just very southern. I saw one, I was driving behind him for quite a while, and it said hate crime, but like H8 crime. And at first I'm like, oh, that guy hates crime, he must be a cop. Then I thought, or he really loves hate crimes. Sounds like
Sorry about that.
And another sign I saw that just blows my mind was a truck with things on it. It said, stay back 200 feet. Then under it, it says, not responsible if your windshield is broken. And all I thought about was, really? Is that like what you're going to bring to fucking court? Like, oh, Exhibit A. Well, the sticker clearly says it's not his fault, so open the shut case. Oh, right, ha, ha, ha. By the way, we're just going to add in transgender bathrooms, not a thing. Because it's North Carolina. For those of you not thinking, oh, is it really that? I guess it is too soon. Whatever. But I was going to this concert in Asheville, and this guy's walking next to me, and I mean, I'm black, so I'm not afraid. And he's like walking next to me, and he just goes, hey man, do you think they got bag check at this concert? To which I responded with nothing, because I don't fucking know you. And he's just like, all I'm saying is I've been playing music all day, and I have a ton of cash in my bag. So, just based on principle, I hit the guy and took his bag. Fuck that concert. And you know what? $73 later, no regrets. Okay? But it's weird, when I say that joke in North Carolina, they're just like, ha ha ha, $73. There is some old man in this room right now that goes, $73, you keep saving that up, you'll get that cabin up north one day. All right, so thank you guys very much. Actually, wait, before I go. This is my last comedy show in Michigan. I just wanted to give a shout out to Dr. Grins. They've been awesome, like the last few years that I've lived here. Stu McAllister, always dope. Steve Pierce scares me, but he's also dope. So I just really wanted to kind of recognize them and say thanks, guys. It's been awesome. Thank the rest of you for coming out. Thank you. Up next, we have one of the funniest people in Grand Rapids. We have Nardos Osterhart.